Yes. Oh, I'm thirsty. When you wake up really early, well, not when you wake up early, but when you're tired and like you don't want any food, all you want is like a bunch of water. Oh, cool. There's a few people. Hey. 안녕. Hello. Lots of people coming in here all of a sudden. Hello. Thank you. Hello. 안녕하세요. 가리부인? It's midnight. Oh, hey. 안녕, 오빠. Hey. Barely learning Hangul and make it. Thank you. Stephanie, hello. 안녕하세요 from Brazil. Oh, cool. What's up, Singapore? How you guys doing? Much grammar. You're welcome. Sasha Hong, thanks for all. You're welcome. El Salvador. Oh, cool. See? I told you I need water. I'm gonna need Neverlands. North Carolina. All these people are like, from here, from Singapore, Malaysia, El Salvador, North Carolina. Yeah, it's out there. Love your lessons. Thank you. From Poland. All right, guys. I'm just, Korea with kids. Hey, I've seen your comments before. All the way from Texas. Howdy. Never been to Texas, but my longest friend, my oldest friend is not from Texas. He's living in Texas right now. Hello from Busan, Algeria. Cool. Sweden. Wow, there's people all over the world here. And so I'll go to Texas someday. I'm about to start driving. It's okay. I'll be live for about an hour or so today. And then I got to eat something because last night I went to bed late and I was doing editing for a new video. So I woke up early for this, but then I'll still have to eat lunch. So I'm thinking about like chili cheese fries for lunch or something. SoCal. Do you know El Salvador? Yes, I've heard the name El Salvador, but you might know that Americans are not very good at geography. So I couldn't tell you where it is or anything about it. Indonesia. Okay. Indonesia 사람. Toronto. Yeah. No, I've never been to Toronto, but I went to British Columbia, and then Alaska, kind of up one and then the other. Do you talk to your kids in English? Korean. Do you like BTS? I don't dislike BTS, but I don't know their music. So someone asked me this last time also, if I listen to any BTS, and the answer is I don't listen to any K-pop, but I've heard a lot of songs. I've heard some BTS at the at restaurants in Korea before, but I don't know, like I'm not a fan of any current K-pop music right now. El Salvador, Central America. Yeah, I only know that it's below America. That's all I know. And they speak some kind of Spanish language there. You like the Dutch accent? I'm not sure what the Dutch accent is. 예, 방금 시작했어요. BTS reason. Oh yeah, a lot of people are listening. What Korean textbooks do you recommend? Well, I wrote a series, so I'm totally biased. So I would just say, oh, my books, Korean Made Simple. But I do like a lot of books. I did make a video about some of my Korean textbooks that I like. There's a video on my channel called How Korean Changed My Life. I think I named it. Is that right? Yeah, no, that's not what I named it. I named it, yes, How Learning Korean Has Changed My Life. And that video talks about some of my favorite textbooks also. And the video also explains the textbooks that I used when I learned Korean. Where are you? It's midnight. Is Korea safe for, here, right now I'm in LA. I'm at my home in LA. But I was just in Korea a couple weeks ago, and I'll go back again next year for probably 3 months. Someone asked something. Korean Made Simple is how I got the ball rolling. Oh, great. That's cool to hear. I know my books just came out, a few years ago, so I'm really happy when I hear people say that they used it because right after I release it, of course, it's going to take a few years before people can tell me like they learned using that. How to practice Korean without Korean-speaking friends. You have to practice by yourself. Well, you can have pen pals, so everyone can get pen pals. 추천 영상 첫 번째. Really? 예, 한번 보세요. Chapter 9. Okay, cool. Your textbooks are amazing. I'm still studying my first book. Really love the way you teach. Oh, thanks. Have you heard of Alex? I don't know. What's it like in Korea? Right now I'm in LA, but Korea's great too. I don't feel like Korea is a travel destination for me. Every time I go there, it feels just like a second home, I guess. So it's kind of interesting. Like, I don't feel like I'm away from home there. I don't get homesick. I miss the food here. I miss like American fast food, which doesn't really exist easily in Korea. But other than that, I don't have homesickness when I'm in Korea. Do you get many opportunities to speak Korea in LA? Yeah, lots of Koreans here. Oh, LA for KCON. KCON, cool. I'm thinking about going to KCON. I'm not sure if I will. I just bought the third book and I'm about to start it. Oh, great. That's cool. Good luck with the third book. Third book's, personally, when writing, I like the third book, but fewer people get to the third book because Korean's not super, super easy. So usually people get to the first book, second book, and then if they want to keep learning Korean further, they get to the third book. But it's much fewer people than who just pick up the first book casually. Go to KCON and sing 고추 잠시 스티치. 여기도 왔네. 역시 스티치 왔네. You remind me I didn't practice Korean. How do you pronounce it? Alondra? I'm not sure. Alondra? Robbie Pratt, my teacher. Hey. Yes, this is already more people than the last time I did a Q&A. This is great. I'm trying to read all of your comments. I apologize if I can't reply to every comment, but some of them are going quite fast. Is it possible to be able to read Korean fast without knowing what they mean? No. You won't be able to learn how to read Korean quickly unless you actually know what you're reading. You can read it slowly without knowing what you're reading, but eventually you'll have to learn the Korean language completely in order to be able to read it quickly. So that was my problem too, was that every day in Korea, I tried to practice reading by just reading, even if I didn't know what it meant. So reading news articles or whatever, but I don't know, my kid bringing me like food or something like that. But that doesn't really work. And later I stopped doing that. Hold on one second. Well, let me see if that's what I think it is. Oh, Jeremy, come in.
Inside.
Inside. Oh, you brought me a bagel. Thank you, Jeremy.
Ooh.
Yeah, Jeremy, did you eat a bagel?
Did you eat the bagel?
너 베이글 먹었어?
bagel 먹었어?
맛있었어?
맛있었어?
그래? 다 먹었어 벌써?
쌤이 아직 bagel 먹어야 돼.
아직 베이글 먹어야 돼? 아 그래 그래 그럼 가서 먹으러 가. 베이글 먹어. 아빠 지금 일하는 중인데.
쟤도 일하고 싶어?
저도 일하고 싶어라고? He wants to work too. 아니 문 닫지 말고.
이거 뭐지?
그거 그것도 아빠 거야. 제레미 잠깐 나가 있어. 아빠 이거 하고 내려가서 엄마한테 가서.
쌤이 꼭 빼고.
제레미 꼭 베이글 먹으러 가. Okay, but if I let him hang out here, he'll stay the entire stream, I'm sure, and then we'll get nothing done. Yeah, he speaks Korean mostly, but he knows English too. But we've never taught him English. He just knows English because he's heard it on TV or from his relatives or stuff like that. But we only speak Korean to him usually. We're sweet. Yeah, that was my son, Jeremy. Well, my baby, I guess. He's like 2. What do you think of shadowing? Shadowing's good. I didn't do shadowing, but I've heard good things about it. So I can't say anything bad about it. I mean, copying what other people are saying, trying to imitate things is a really effective method of improving pronunciation and getting better at speaking. The only issue is most people don't have that opportunity because you have to be in close proximity with many other Koreans and or pay for a tutor. I would love to buy your books with dollars like 5 times the amount. Ah, I see. Well, my books are probably for sale in your country too, but I'm not too sure about it, exactly where. It depends where you are. Hardest thing about learning Korean, that would be the grammar. The grammar is definitely the hardest thing to get the hang of. Once you get the hang of basic grammar though, then after that you might say either pronunciation or vocabulary or, everyone will have something different that they think is the most difficult. Ah, the object marker like and le, that's easy to say in conjunction with a regular vocabulary word. For example, 이것, 이것을, but it's harder to say it by itself. So I'd recommend 여기 저만 한국인이 아니요 여기 또 있어요. 한 몇 명 더 있어요. Anyway, but if you practice the object marker or le together with another word, it's much easier. It makes much more sense. Just trying to pronounce is really difficult. Like I'm exaggerating here to show you. This is what I did too when I was learning Korean. It's hard to pronounce it separately because it just does not flow off the tongue. But practice it together with another word and it's much more simple. It's much easier that way because it's easier to say 이것을 instead of saying 를 like by itself. Is your book in the Philippines? Yes, it's in the Philippines. It's in every developed country I know. And if you go to a regular bookstore, every bookstore has access to, there's like catalog of books that every book is available from, that bookstores can order and libraries can order. And my book is in that. So if they have access to that catalog, they do, then they can order the book, but they might have to ship it to them and then sell it to you. It's up to how they want to do it. You lost weight. Yes, I did lose weight. I lost a lot of weight since just earlier this year. In January, I don't know pounds. I only know kilograms. I hit 67 kilograms in January this year. And I wasn't like eating tons of garbage, just I hit that weight. And I wasn't fat or anything. I just thought like, oh, I can't wear my shirts anymore. I have to buy new clothes. So I didn't want to buy new clothes. Like I'm a small, so I didn't want to buy medium. I'm like close to medium though. So I don't want to buy medium. I'll just lose weight. So I lost, let's see, 9 kilograms, 8 kilograms. I'll say 8 kilograms because it fluctuates. But I lost about 8 kilograms. So I guess that's like 18 pounds, 16, 17. Anyway, I don't know. I can't convert. So that's fine because now I'm back at my weight I was at when I was first learning. Sorry about that. I think it just froze. The app crashed and I just opened it back up. Does your character clothing still fit? Yes. My clothes fit great. So now I can wear my clothes again that I used to wear like 13 years ago. Okay. Did you see my response? And if I'm trying to read everything, I apologize if I didn't read your comment. Feel free to ask it again if I didn't read it, just because there's lots of comments coming up. Watch your video of Learn Hangul, 90 minutes. What should be the next step? Next step would be start with a curriculum. So either, I wrote a book, so I recommend my book, but you can do it for free. Talk to Me in Korean has some good courses that are on their website for free. You can also pick up textbook series such as the I don't want to say integrated Korean because that's made for classrooms, but it's still a good series. So You can, but I would start right now with some sort of curriculum, a course. Don't try to just watch random videos. Don't try to just randomly watch my videos. It won't work. You have to have a structured course telling you where to move. That way you can be able to keep your momentum. Because if you just do random courses, you'll feel like you're never learning anything. And the truth is you're learning a lot, but you won't be able to feel that without some sort of structure in the beginning. How do you get past the embarrassment of speaking Korean? Oh, yes. You get past the embarrassment of speaking Korean by speaking Korean, unfortunately. And that would happen by, and you can be able to speak more Korean. So of course you need to be able to speak Korean to do that. You can speak more Korean by learning more Korean. So the more Korean you know, the better your confidence will be, which lets you practice more, which lets your Korean get better. So something that you can do though with low confidence, but still be able to practice Korean is online pen pals. So practicing first online is less stressful. You won't feel so shy about that. It's more anonymous. So using websites or chat programs to find pen pals. And that's what I did a lot, actually. When I was studying Japanese, I didn't have very many friends that I could practice with, or almost any in real life, but I had lots of friends I could practice with online, and that still worked. So eventually I got more confidence from online chatting that I was able to speak more, and that helped me to get better at speaking. But that was a long time ago. Pronouncing it doesn't sound like anything I know it's supposed to sound like. Yes, that'll just take practice. That's normal. Practice. I have a video about pronunciation. I have actually 2 videos about Korean pronunciation. One is about specific letters in Korean, and the other video is about tips for improving your pronunciation. And I also offer people to email me with their pronunciation for advice. So feel free to watch that video, and I think that would be good for you. Does your wife speak English? She can, but she doesn't. Any tips for creating really complex sentences? Yes. That will come from knowing grammar really well, that you know the grammar so well that you can just put the sentences together automatically. But don't worry about making complex sentences until you can already have a full conversation. Do you know any female Korean names? That'll depend on what you want it to mean, because you can have a Korean name, for example, the name like Sohee or whatever, and it would mean something different depending on which Chinese characters you attach for So and He. I'm not sure the kid's like trying to play outside or something. He should be okay. He cries like that often. Do you recommend a Korean name? No, and that'll also depend on what your name is in English and what you want your Korean name to mean. So I've had a lot of people ask me that though before, like, what should I make my Korean name? And I'm thinking I might make a video about it sometime, but I actually want to talk about actually picking a name that might fit your name in your native language, and not just randomly picking a name which is useless. I think that if you pick a Korean name, it should be something that either sounds like your name in your native language, or means something similar, or is something personal to you. Like one of those 3 things it should be, and not just some random Korean name of somebody you like. So I'm thinking about that though, because if I do something like that, I would want to plan it well. Do you live in Korea? No, I don't live in Korea. Oh, where can I learn Korean for free? I have a video about that on my channel, how to learn Korean for free, actually. So I recommend checking that out. BBC 방송 생각이. Yeah, with that. Yeah, that's right, with that video. No, it's not quite like that. My kid's pretty good. Don't go for 철수. Yeah. 철수야, 영희. 영희 아니면 철수. No, I love the name 철수, actually. I think it's hilarious because 철수 is like I use that name a lot in my book as example sentences, because in Korea, especially older Korean textbooks, many example sentences, like you don't want to use someone's real name, because if that person's name exists in the classroom that you're in, then other kids might make fun of them, right? So a lot of textbooks would use the example name 철수 for males and 영희 for girls. So you have 철수 and 영희, would do things together in the books. Like, oh, Charsu went to school, Youngie followed him, you know, stuff like that. And then Richard, oh, that's great. Great to hear the project went well. And so if you hear the name Charsu today, it kind of makes people think of this like really old-fashioned like hillbilly guy, like, you know, or not hillbilly, but like a boring guy, like really weird name. But there are still some people named Charsu. So it's just kind of a funny name. It's like naming your kid, you know, like Bob and Sally, right? It's like, yeah, lots of people are still named Bob and Sally. But if you hear the name, if you hear that name, it just sounds really boring. Like, yeah, just kind of an old and out of fashion. That's a good way to put it. Not popular name. Although people still are named Youngie and Charsu today. Kumbi. Interesting. Your book is a good place to start after learning Hangul. My book also has the full lesson on the Hangul and sound change rules. Originally, I had written my YouTube video based on my lesson from my book. So you don't have to know Hangul already to use my book, but yes, it does continue from there as well. Okay, I want to take a bite of this bagel, and then I have to open something with you guys. Oh, it's good. It's like really garlicky. They only go from beginner to intermediate. That's correct. So after my books, people might say, oh, what do I do now? The short answer is you'll know what you'll need to do by the time you finish the third book. But in case you don't, sorry, for some reason the app has crashed twice now. So hopefully it doesn't do that too much, but we'll see. But after the third book, so it would be, I would say if somebody just rushes through the third books, they'd probably be at like a low intermediate. If someone does it really slowly and really practices and learns, definitely like mid intermediate to high intermediate, depending on how they study. I would say let's just say mid intermediate. After that, a person would need to immediately get a lot of pen pals, I would say, in order to push up, because there's an intermediate plateau. Okay, so the app does keep crashing. Oh, much grammar. Hey, thanks for the super chat. They're like one of my first super chats. That's great, thank you. So after that, you would definitely want to go to a different type of book series. Oh, my books are called Korean Made Simple. So there's links in all the YouTube videos as well. So yeah, there's an intermediate plateau, which is what I was just saying, and then it crashed. That's what makes people feel like they stopped progressing. And everyone will hit this, where you can speak some basic Korean, understand some basic Korean, but you can't do as much as you want. And it's called the plateau, because you're actually learning, but you feel like you're not learning. You feel like you're not progressing. You're like, I'm studying an hour a day or 2-3 hours a day, and I feel like I'm just the exact same as I was a year ago. And the reason for that is because there's a ton of stuff you have to learn before you can even go to an advanced level. Like tons of phrases and vocabulary and idioms, and there's so much. And you'll look at an advanced textbook and you'll say like, I'm not there. Like, I'm not there yet. I'm not even close. But really, it's just this long intermediate level. And that's what discourages a lot of people from learning, because they feel like I'm not getting better. Like, I've been living in Korea for 5 years and I can only speak intermediate Korean. That's what it is. It's the plateau. So from there, you're gonna have to get lots of pen pals, do different types of Korean practice. So things like reading articles, if you like that, news articles, or watching lots of TV, which it can be fun too. And also continuing to study grammar, specifically through regular use situations, depending on what kind of Korean you'd like to learn. If you'd like to learn conversational Korean, then focus on conversational grammar. Or if you'd like to learn how to do some Korean for translating jobs, then start focusing in that area. But you have to get some sort of focus, because there's just too much stuff you could learn in that intermediate plateau that it just makes you feel overwhelmed, like you're not learning. Although you are getting better, it's not in a way that you can feel, because you might know maybe an extra 1,000 words, but you still feel like you speak Korean the exact same, just with a few extra vocabulary words. That's the problem with it. It takes a long time to get out of that. Why are Korean age or other countries different? That just has to do with traditionally how Korean people would judge their age. They would say that a baby is in their first year. They would say, 1 year old is actually your first year. And then when you're born and the next year happens, now you're in your second year. They would say, 2살, you're 2 years old in English, but in Korean, it's kind of like a concept of your second year of life. And every year it's your third year of life. It's kind of how they put things in order based on the years. Like they used to have a monthly calendar, like the lunar calendar is different than the Western calendar, which is based on the year. So it's only Korea that does that, as far as I know. Like even Japan and China just use regular years. But Korea has kept that up because of their focus on a person's age. So they have the age system, like someone older than you, 1 year older even, would be your hyung, like an older guy for a guy, or like 누나 for a girl, or oppa, an older guy to a younger girl. And they've reinforced that also with work culture and school. So people who are older than you, your 선배, even though it's only 1 year difference, they've enforced that. So Koreans came to care about the slight difference in age. That's just how it stayed around for so long. But, give it another 50 years, maybe it'll go away. Maybe they'll use regular age. What is your TOEIC score? I've never taken the TOEIC. At the time I was in college, they didn't offer the TOEIC where I was. And I instead took the ACTFL test, which was, it's just, there's a lot of Korean tests actually. There's the military's one, there's TOEIC, there's ACTFL, there's a Korean SAT one too. Anyway, so I did the ACTFL and my writing score was very high. My speaking score was very bad that day. Not bad, just, regular advanced. And I remember that day I was like, I want to say 7 or 8 years ago, and I was so nervous talking on the phone, talking in Korean. So I remember not doing very well on that. And the interviewer was asking me questions about the Iraq War. And I was like, I don't know about this. So I'm trying to explain the Iraq War. And I just quickly cut it off. I'm like, that's all I know. And she's like, oh, okay, well, what do you like to do? And I told her I like cooking. So she asked me to teach her over the phone how to cook. Sorry about that. She asked me to explain over the phone how to cook my favorite pasta recipe in Korean. And I was like, I can't tell you, but I tried my best. It didn't go that well. And that was about 8 or so years ago. So I've gotten better now. I could probably do it now. But at that time, it was like, no, this is not working out. But my writing score was good. So, okay. So before I get too far into this without doing the thing that I promised, I shouldn't show this. I shouldn't show my address on here. I should probably cut the address off. Hold on. Let me pull off my house address. It doesn't pull off. Are all Korean doing plastic surgery? Yeah. Not really. Not all Koreans, but yes, it is extremely common. If there is any Korean celebrity who has not gotten plastic surgery, believe me, it is well known that they haven't gotten plastic surgery. Just assume that everyone you see on TV who's a celebrity has gotten plastic surgery of some sort. Whether they got a lot or just a little bit, but you would be hard-pressed to find a single Korean celebrity who hasn't gotten plastic surgery. That doesn't mean that they're all fake. It would mean that usually they'll find people who are already attractive and then do a little bit of plastic surgery just to adjust, like maybe make their chin a little sharper or their nose. Eye surgery is really common. I shouldn't say eye surgery, not eye surgery. I mean your, what do you call it? Double eyelid surgery to make, how we Americans or foreigners have this extra eyelid here so that when we open our eyes, you can see the crease. Whereas Koreans don't have that, so their eye looks more like that. So they do the surgery to add that extra line in there, the extra fold of skin. And that's what makes That's why Korean people see American eyes and they think, well, American eyes are so big. They're not. Our eyes are the same as Koreans, but we have that extra double eyelid there, which makes our eyes look more defined, while Koreans don't have that extra eyelid. So that's a really common surgery they do, but not everyone does that. Oh, Brittany Yenman. Oh, hey, awesome. Thanks. You're my second super chat today. It's so interesting to see super chats. Sweet, thanks. Can you speak any Chinese? 我没有说中文. No, not really. I studied it for a few months. So that was a long time ago. So I can read it. Like basic Chinese, I can read some of it. And I can read a lot of Chinese vocabulary words from studying Hanja in Korean. But I cannot speak Chinese. And that was Mandarin and Cantonese. And I really liked Cantonese. I thought it was a lot of fun. Any tricks to get to know the difference between strong consonants and normal consonants? Yes, the paper trick, it's one I mentioned before, where you take a tissue paper and you pronounce the word. So you can say like ka, 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 and the tissue paper will move just a little bit. And if you say ka, then you can see with your eyes the tissue paper moving a lot more, because strong consonants use more air than regular consonants do. So that's one thing to look out for. The other thing is just practicing. Hearing it a lot will help too. So I recommend watching variety shows, because variety shows have the best Korean for practicing, I think. If you're trying to learn how to speak better Korean, like you're trying to practice how to get better at talking with Koreans in real life, then variety shows are what you want. Because dramas have real Korean too, but the type of Korean that people speak in dramas is not the type of Korean you're going to speak in real life. It's much more complicated. So when people say that their goal is to understand dramas without subtitles, I usually suggest try to understand variety shows without subtitles. The level is completely different. Like you might be able to understand variety shows mostly without subtitles, but if you want to do dramas, it's like a whole level above. Like seriously, variety shows might be like high intermediate, low advanced can understand, and understanding a drama would definitely be high advanced or fluent, like completely fluent in Korean to be able to watch dramas without subtitles. It would be like being able to listen to K-pop songs without subtitles, without knowing the lyrics or without knowing what they mean. Like that's completely different level than being able to just talk with a Korean. So don't stress yourself out about that. If you studied Korean for 2 years and you're thinking, oh, I still can't watch Korean dramas without subtitles. Believe me, there's probably not a single person on earth who has studied Korean for 2 years and can watch dramas without subtitles or listen to K-pop songs without subtitles. It takes a long time. I can watch Korean dramas without subtitles, but that's not bragging. That's just because I've done a lot of Korean exposure, a lot of Korean practice, but it's not something I made a goal for. Variety shows are much better. Yeah, and also, as you mentioned, variety shows, someone just mentioned When the Stars Settle, that the variety shows come with subtitles. So that's much easier. Okay, I tried to remove the label because I had my address on it, but I couldn't really do it. So I'll just show you. Okay, so do you speak differently when you speak Korean? Yes, everyone will. When you speak Korean, you'll have a different personality than when you speak in English or your native language. And you'll notice that, and it'll get stronger and stronger the more that you speak that language. So I also have a slightly different personality when I speak in Korean. Not a lot, but a little bit, because you adapt different ways of speaking, and you'll learn that Koreans will think a different way. You'll kind of adjust to that way of thinking when you're speaking Korean. So yes, this came from YouTube just yesterday. Just yesterday, I got this in the mail, and I wanted to do a live stream yesterday, but it came at like 6 p.m. So I wanted to open it today. So this is I'm not 100% sure if it is. I think it is though. I'm pretty sure. So let's open this up. Okay, how do I open this? I think it's funny it says YouTube on the box. Like anybody who looks at this box can know what it is. Like the delivery guy, I'm sure he knew what it is too. Okay, I think this is like that. Is this open? Okay, yes. Yes. How long have you been studying Korean? 13 years now. And I apologize if you've written something and I haven't replied. I apologize. I've been trying to read everything, but if I talk, then I can't read it. So I'm trying to do it. Just feel free to write it again if it's something you'd like to say and you want me to read. I'm trying to read it all though. Okay. Model airplane channel. Yeah, something like that. He's probably thinking, oh, what YouTube does this guy do? Yeonhae. Oh, I think, yeah, it is. It is. Oops, something just fell. Oh, okay, just some little inspected by card. Saying like, we inspected, that's not focusing, so never mind. Okay, so yes, I'm pretty sure it is. See if there's anything else in here I'm missing. Okay, no. Oh, like my hand's like shaking. Not because like I already knew what this was when I got it in the package. Okay, yeah, it came with a letter. So it says, you've just done something the very few YouTube blah 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 blah. You know what it says. Okay. And seriously, YouTube just right when I was opening. Oh my gosh. This is cool. I'm really happy about that. I didn't think I would I didn't think I would ever hit like 100,000 subscribers. Like I did a live stream in April when I hit, no, not April, March. This March at the end of the month when I hit 100,000 subscribers. And at that time also I said, I said thank you to everyone for subscribing, and I never thought I would do it. But it's just because like I didn't think I would get that much support for my channel or anything like that. So that's nice. So, people would say like, oh, thank you, this is for you guys. It's actually not for you guys, it's for me. But thanks to you guys, I got it, is what I want to say. Like, yeah, of course I'm gonna hang it. I'm gonna hang this up. I don't know if you'll see it in my videos. It depends what wall I put it on, but definitely this is going up. You guys, some of you guys have been subscribed since I first started. I know I can see some of the people who make their subscriptions public. I can see on my channel who's subscribed and who's subscribed for the longest. And some people have been subscribed since the beginning. And it's just crazy that like I started this channel just to help a few people in a chat room. But now I'm able to help over 100,000 people, including in there some spam and some fake accounts too, I'm sure. But there's a lot of people who I interact with a lot of people here, and I really like you guys. I really like my audience, because some channels might have different, every channel has different types of people that go there, or a different audience, but different culture. But I like you guys. You guys are very nice. I think you're really cool. And a few of my other friends have commented that to me. They said that they like my subscriber base because they're really nice people compared with some other channels they've seen. And I appreciate that. I think that you guys are really, really good. And the Korean learning community is also very welcoming and very helpful. And there's a lot of good people in it. So next step, 1 million? No. Next step, I think my next step is 500,000, because I would like to get to, I'm not sure about 1 million. Million might be tough. That would be like mainstream wide acceptance, but maybe 500,000. Maybe I can work toward 500,000. Is it true that Koreans speak like Yoda? No, but their grammar is a little bit backward. So maybe that's where you've heard that. seem like you would be really cool to grab a drink with. Oh, thanks. I don't really drink very much because I'm super weak. So if I just have like one drink, I am like like really goofy after just one drink. 다 해주셔서 감사합니다. 다시 축하드립니다. Thank you. 감사합니다. 축하합니다. 감사합니다. I don't either for religious reasons. I see. Well, I originally didn't, but for religious reasons originally a long time ago. But I'm not religious now. I just don't drink very much because I don't drink very much. Like no, I have no reason to. But if I go out with someone and they want to drink, then okay. I can't drink very much. Guess you have a drink before? No, I drink probably like once every 2 months, like one drink every 2 months, and I don't even like it. It tastes bad. James Gibson. Oh, great. Thanks, man. Thanks for all, see, congrats. You've absolutely deserved it. Thanks for all you've done and continue to do so. I'm definitely going to keep doing this channel. Someday I'll have a glass of water with you. No, we can get a soda. Let's get a soda or something. I have Korean friends and I show them speaking Korean. They told me you sound fluent. I've heard that. Yes, I've heard that. It's on the person you ask, but I'm also still working on my Korean, believe it or not. I still learn Korean because, I'm not a native speaker. So I can do it. I guess I'm trying to send this message that I am not a special Korean learner. I just have been studying a very long time and I studied very hard and that's it. But I'm not specially talented for learning languages. I just really liked learning Korean. I put in the time and the effort and it worked out, but it did take me a long time and I was much slower than some of my other friends who were studying Korean at the same time as me. So I kind of want to send this message that even a white guy from Los Angeles who doesn't really listen to Korean music or watch Korean drama very much can still learn Korean and teach Korean. So I want that to be a message that you guys can do the same thing, but you don't have to reach the same level. If say, oh, I can speak Korean at an advanced. YouTube is not very happy. Do a live stream, I'm going to do it with a different app or something else because it keeps crashing. But yeah, I want to say that you don't have to reach an advanced level to be able to benefit from knowing Korean. So even if you just learn basics, like basic conversation, that will still be beneficial to you. But if, I can reach whatever level I want, but you can also reach whatever level you want if you just put in the work for it. And lately, I'm also working on improving my vocabulary. Not vocabulary I'm aware of, but the vocabulary I can use regularly in conversation. I want to be able to pull out much more difficult words, I guess. What should we read to you from the email evaluation? What do you mean email evaluation? Oh, are you talking about pronunciation? That can be anything. Have you heard of the group EXP? No, I haven't heard of that group. I might have heard of it, but I'm not too familiar with everyone. 저 한국 배우고 싶은 사람이요. 빌리는 한국 강의를 하실 때 배우신 걸 바탕으로 가르치세요. 네, 제가 배운 걸 바탕으로 가르치는 건데 따로 한국어 교육에 그런 거는 따로 배운 적 없고 보통은 그냥 누가 뭐 물어보잖아요. 그러면 궁금한 거 있으면은 제가 그냥 혹시 제가 모르는 거 오면은 온라인에 검색해가지고 보통 막 국립국어원 같은 데서 찾거든요. So like, I don't know everything about Korean, but if someone asks me a question that I don't know, I can go check it online and I can find out the answer. So I don't have to say I don't know because I hate saying I don't know the answer to that for any sort of Korean question. Like, doesn't matter what it is. So basic Korean questions, I just know them because I studied it. So I know the answer. But for things like really complicated questions or like really in-depth, like why do Koreans say this instead of this? Stuff like that. If I can't figure out the answer myself, or if I don't know the answer, I can go search online. I can search in Korean, like linguistic communities. There's a 국립국어원 is like the National Institute for the Korean Language. And it's like an authority in Korea that knows most things about the Korean language. And you can check past posts that they've made and find out if they've talked about that subject before. So you can find out like really complex answers. So it's great. Do you make more determined to, oh, that's great. Email, it's just billy@gobillykorean.com. You can also just send a message on, you can also just leave a comment on my video. I'll probably see it. But do you have any opinions on postgraduate student life? I actually don't, because I don't know very many people who've done that. I recently bought your 3 Go Billy Korean books. Oh, great. Awesome. Thanks. I can't pronounce your name, though. Alenia. I think it's Alenia. I will go to Pyongyang to learn Korean next week. Interesting. That's cool. Are you on Hello Talk? Other things you type Facebook. Yes, I do use Hello Talk and a few other apps for talking with pen pals. But my friends I talk with on Kakao. What level will bring a person to Korean in terms of TOPIK level? Like I mentioned before, the first book would be low beginner. Second book would be high beginner. The third book would be intermediate, so low or mid intermediate. And the TOPIK levels would depend on vocabulary. So if you're doing TOPIK, I would also then buy a book for TOPIK and learn whatever extra random vocabulary they might want you to know. But it's going to be at least level 2. 빌리 형 새벽에 라이브. 네. 미국이니까 여기 미국이라서 거기 새벽이죠. 네, 여기 아침이요. Let's all have a glass of water with Billy. What is expected to be when you first traveled there? I didn't expect anything from it. I thought it might be like Japan, but it wasn't like Japan. How do you think Korean would change if 2 Koreans unified? It would be economically terrible for South Korea, but we'll see how they do it. I'm guessing they won't just open the floodgates though. They'll open it slowly and let some, because they know that. It's been 7 months. That's too short. And you might need to be studying more. But if it's been 7 months and you still can't speak it, don't worry about it. That's normal. How do you Korean friends? I live in Busan. How do you make Korean friends? Online. You can search for Korean pen pals. Watch your books, Billy. Thank you. So helpful. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate the support. I get, people will buy my book every day, but I never get to connect with who buys it or who's using it. So I love hearing when people are using it. And feel free to ask me any questions about it also on, if I don't answer here, you can also ask me on Twitter. I'm very active on Twitter and YouTube and kind of Facebook too, my Facebook page also. Oh, you're welcome, Naima. And I love your videos. Thank you. Sorry, this it's 50 minutes. Yeah, so I definitely want to put this on the wall somewhere. Seriously, this is crazy. This is like ridiculous. Like when I was first starting YouTube, as a joke, I was just joking with myself, what if I get super popular? I knew it wouldn't, but what if I get 100,000 subscribers, then I could do it for my job. And in reality, YouTube doesn't pay very much money. So fortunately, I have my books, so I can actually pay my rent through my books, which is great. But YouTube is like a couple $100 a month. So YouTube's not very much, but it's oh my gosh. Right now, so I wanted to give you guys an update. I want to do 2 things before I close the stream. One is I wanted your guys' opinion on, oops, I think more people are talking, I forgot. I'm using your books, I just bought them yesterday. Oh, thanks, Hippie Jesus. Few typos. Oh yes, please let me know. I always do updates on my books, maybe once or twice a year. I'll do an update and just fix a few little typos that I found. Especially my first book had many typos that I've since fixed, but still, if you find any typos, please do let me know. Vocab at the end of the chapter. You don't have to stress about memorizing them, but it is good if you do know them. Watch your video in history. Say bad things about Korea. No, people don't say bad things about Korea. I can't think of people who would say very bad things about Korea, except people who are racist. So I wouldn't worry about that. I knew that when I posted the Korean history video, I would get some negative comments because every country's history has good and bad, right? United States, Korea, Japan. Every country's no country has perfect history. No country has a clean history. So I knew that if I post anything about Korean history, especially anything related to China and anything related to Japan, I knew that I would get negative things on the video, no matter what I said. So I was prepared for that, and that's okay. But every country's history has good and bad things, and every country has nationalists and that people who are anti that country. You know, it's the small minority, but it's also a very vocal minority. So it might be like less than 1%. But those people talk a lot. Those people really are passionate about what they believe. So you might get a lot of comments coming from this very small group, while normal Koreans just don't care. So yeah, but I knew that would happen, but still I'm mostly happy with the history video. I made a couple mistakes. One mistake in the video was I said that Lee Sun-shin used the turtle ships in the Battle of Myeongnang, but that's not true. He didn't use the ships in the Battle of Myeongnang. He used them in a different battle. Myeongnang was his famous battle, but he used regular Korean ships, good ships, but he used regular ships during that battle. And the turtle ships he used for a different battle, so it's unrelated. But in my video, I showed that he's using the turtle ships for that battle, and that's not true. There was also another error on like a date, like I put the wrong date for something. But other than that, I was happy there weren't any major mistakes. I actually checked the video with a history professor at UCLA, like the head of their Asian Studies department. And I sent him the whole video. I sent him all my outlines while I was working on it. And he would say, this is good, but you should say this, or you should change this. So I really worked hard on that video, but I knew that there would be some negative reactions to it before I posted it. Is it better to start Korean at a young age? Yes, younger is better, but you cannot actually study Korean with books at a young age because your brain isn't quite able to learn languages very well at that young age yet. So before you're like 15, like 14, 15 is when you can start to learn languages, but like 13 and below, you would best learn through simply only exposure. So lots of listening to Korean. So that's what I would do is I might do like studying basic vocabulary, studying really basic phrases, and tons of exposure. And then later when you become 15, you know, it depends on everyone's a little different, but it's around, I would say 14 to 16, when your brain starts to let yourself process language. Then you can switch, then you can use a textbook. But before that, using a textbook will not stick. Sorry, it's the YouTube keeps crashing. I'll find out the reason, but I apologize for that. I'm not sure why. YouTube app keeps crashing. Settings. Oh, it says this recommends force closing it and restarting it. Oh, okay, I'll try that again if it crashes again. But for next time, I'll try that. For this time, this stream, the only purpose of the stream is for Q&A and for doing the unboxing of this, which I'm really grateful to you guys for. Seriously, this is a huge milestone for me, and this really helps me to stay motivated to do videos. Actually, I love hearing when you guys tell me that you're learning Korean. So I'm staying motivated to make more videos and to make better videos for you. When is your birthday? It was actually last month, June. Okay, yeah, it crashes, but fortunately I can restart it immediately, so it's not too big of a deal. Happy to be from the first 100 subscribers. Oh, are you? Were you back? Were you in my YouTube subscribers back in the beginning? Naima, are you from Reddit? So I first posted my videos on Reddit. That's where I got my first, I want to say my first 2,000 subscribers, which I posted my first videos on Reddit, and I got like over 2,000 subscribers in a weekend. And after that, I was like, oh, that's crazy. 역시. 역시 can be used by itself as a phrase. 역시나 is simply used as an adverb. But 역시나 is also a little more emphatic, so more emphasis. There's similar things to fairy tales in Korea. Yes, there's lots of Korean fairy tales. You can look up, search on the internet, 동화, which is fairy tale. 동화. And that is, There's lots of Korean fairy tales. Some of them come from like Japanese culture, or some of them comes from like Aesop's fables. So yeah, 동화, that's right. E-army. Yeah, not E-army. E-amy. Yes, 동화. And those are Korean fairy tales, and there's a lot of them. But personally, I think most Korean fairy tales suck. Like, you read it. Oh, really? Yeah, that's awesome. The reason is because they don't teach morals. They don't teach morals. They're more of just stories. Like, this happened, then this happened, then this happened. Whereas as a Westerner, I'm used to stories that teach morals. I'm used to a fairy tale that has a lesson. In Korean, they would say 교훈, like a moral, a lesson. Like, if you know it, like, the lion and the mouse, like, oh, the lesson is that don't mistreat small people because, they might be able to help you. Stuff like that, fairy tales. Yeah, Little Mermaid, right? That's right. Yeah, that's like, it's kind of like that. Like Grimm's fairy tales. It's kind of like Grimm's fairy tales. That's what a lot of the Korean fairy tales are like. Though they're not necessarily bad endings, but they don't teach a lesson. So I like Aesop's fables for like fairy tales. I like fairy tales with a lesson, but the Korean ones don't really have lessons, kind of like Grimm's fairy tales or, some Western fairy tales. So it's just my preference. Are they as violent? No, not quite as violent, I would say, because they're for kids, but a little bit. Like, the wolf ate her, stuff like that. But it's not too violent. It's not like quite terrible. Go Billy is the ultra lightweight. After 2 drinks, he passes out. Yes, definitely. Just 2 drinks. No, I wouldn't pass out after 2 drinks. I would probably just stop drinking after 2 or 3 drinks. Where can I learn Korean grammar? I can't buy your books. Check out my video, how to start learning Korean. It's on my YouTube, and it has lots of free resources that you can use. I love you. I'm crying in the club. Why are you crying in the club? Why are you crying? What's your opinion and advice on reading Korean webtoons? That's great. Yes, actually much better than Korean dramas or K-pop. Webtoons are great. Okay, we're back. Great, but you have to be careful because you're going to be learning lots of bad words, lots of swears, and like slang. I said bad words and swears. Same thing. Anyway, slang and casual Korean, swears, and you might not know which is which. So that's the problem with it. But if you know that, if you can recognize like, oh, this guy's speaking casual Korean, then it's fine. Brand new subscriber. Oh, welcome. Thanks. BTS, very interested in other languages. Crying in the club is like sometimes. Oh, really? Oh, I haven't heard that phrase. I see, I'm on the internet all the time, but like, I guess I don't know that phrase. Thanks for telling me though. I'm going to take TOPIK. Oh, awesome. I'm not studied. You should do a review because TOPIK is not the same as just knowing Korean. They'll have lots of things on the TOPIK that you wouldn't actually use when you're speaking Korean. So, well, I'm still hungry. I need another bite of this bagel. Sarcasm. That's a good word. Let me eat this. 그러니까 거기 셋인데 새벽 3시인데 뭐 하세요? 얼른 주무세요. Okay, so someone asked about sarcasm. Korean doesn't have a direct translation for sarcasm, but they do have many words that can describe different uses of sarcasm. So if you want just one word, I would say 비꼬기? 비꼬다 is kind of like to mock someone with words, kind of, or 비웃다, it's like to mock. Let me think. Maybe 비꼬기. Let me just check if the other one's what I would use. I think 비꼬기. Because they have a few other words like 반어법. 반어법 is another word which means saying the reverse of what you mean. And sometimes when we use sarcasm, we'll say, wow, that's amazing. And we don't mean it's amazing, we mean it's terrible. So that would be like that. 비꼬기 would be kind of like sarcasm. Yeah, I would say 비꼬기 would be your closest proximate, like, to the word to be sarcastic. Oh, I can check with Naver Dictionary because, like, what things I like to check are, and I'm kind of like, I'm not OCD, but like I should say I am a stickler for spelling and spacing. So I'll often check before I say anything. I'll often check to make sure I've got the spelling 100% right and the spacing 100% right. And I check that even on a word that I know, like, because I really, really, really want to make sure that I don't teach you guys wrong spelling or wrong words. OCD 아니지만 OCD는 그냥 그렇고 막 everything has to be perfect. 완벽주의자. Kind of like that. But like 정신병으로 you know what I'm talking about. Spacing is on Korean signage. It's often wrong. Koreans don't know spacing very well. And I'm pretty good at spacing. Like that's one of the things I pride myself on is Korean spacing. Yeah, like OCD is someone who is mentally has a problem where they have to get everything perfect, or different types of things too, like maybe repeating things multiple times. My dad kind of has it. I think my dad has it. But anyway, I don't. But I really like to check to make sure I get spacing correct, because especially not regular, but like anytime someone asks me a question on Twitter or whatever, they'll say, hey, how can I say this in Korean? Like, how can I say cat in Korean? 고양이. And I'm like, you know what? Let me double check. Like, I know it's 고양이. I'm 100% sure it's 고양이, but maybe my brain is not working right. Maybe it's not 고양이. So I go quickly, Naver, cat. Like, okay, this word, okay. 고양이, yes, that's fine. Okay, thank you. Or they'll say, oh, that's good, but why don't you say this? And I say, oh, that's a good suggestion too. Maybe I'll change the sentence. Naver is a search engine. Yeah, that's like Korea's Google is Naver. Actually, Google works much better, but Naver has a monopoly in Korea. So that's why. Finish your video on learning Hangul. Oh, that's great. Yeah, sometimes the stream crashes or freezes. I'm not quite sure why. Apologize. So, yeah. Do native Koreans assume that you cannot speak Korean when you go to Korea? Some people. When I was first learning Korean, everybody thought that I couldn't speak Korean, even if I was speaking in Korean. But lately, there are more people who can speak Korean in Korea, so it's less strange than it was before. And if I'm not smiling really big like a tourist, then usually Koreans won't say anything about my Korean. They'll just communicate with me like I'm a regular person. But if I stop and I'm like, if I start smiling or get really happy while I'm talking with them, immediately they're gonna compliment my Korean or change what I'm trying to talk about. Like, I just wanna get directions somewhere, or I just wanna ask something. But if I don't do it like seriously and quickly and as best as I can in Korean, then like if they hear that I'm not a native, if they hear that I'm not fluent, then they would immediately wanna say, oh, your Korean's great. Where'd you learn Korean? I just want to ask a question. So yes, if you speak Korean well, then Koreans will assume you speak Korean well. But if you speak Korean very slowly, they might think you don't speak any Korean. And older Koreans are more so. So if you talk to a younger Korean, they will not do this as much because they know that there are more foreigners who can speak some Korean. But if you talk with an older Korean, you have to be like really good. You have to really be fast and fluent so that they won't think you don't speak their language. So you'll find that among older people. But yeah, the reason though is just that even though these days more people are learning Korean, there's still not that many people. There's still not many people who can speak Korean. So if you go to Korea, you'll see lots of others, but it's still very small number. Like, if you're a foreigner in Korea and you can speak Korean, you're still going to be kind of popular. Like, there's still not very many of us. Compared with other languages, is what I'm saying. Is there a good way of breaking down learning Korean in stages? The first stage should just be the alphabet and then basic grammar. Grammar mixed with some phrases. And then more grammar. And then more grammar mixed with vocabulary. And then just vocabulary. Like, it depends on, though this will depend on what your goal is for Korean. So, I mean, if your goal is just to watch, like just to listen to K-pop, I would recommend, as soon as you hit an intermediate level, just do K-pop study. That's different. You'll totally different vocabulary and grammar they use for that. Like K-pop doesn't use regular Korean grammar or vocab or phrases. How would you translate pa? What do you mean? 아, GSM? 저 그 GSM 하는 사람하고 친구예요. 근데 막 정모 같은 거 한 번 해봤는데 잘 안 됐어요. 3명밖에 안 와서 다시 안 할 것 같아요. Va and van. There. Pe? I'm not quite sure what your question is. Are you asking just how to say van in Korean? All right, Rachel's, take care. And thanks for coming. Some people have come and gone, and that's fine. I just wanted to do a Q&A. Oh, and I wanted to ask something to you guys. What kinds of videos do you guys want to see? Like, it can be a video I've already made that you want to see more, or it can be a type of video I haven't made that you would like to see. But I really want to ask you guys, because I think you guys are some of my bigger fans who have come to my live stream, and I want to know what kind of videos do you guys want to watch? Mukbang. Like, I'll film more of all of the videos I've made so far, except for the Korean with RPG. All of the series I've made, I'm making more videos of them. Any video, any kind of video. I'm reading everything. Yeah. So. Video how to type Korean. Yes, I do. I have a typing video on my channel. Next step after learning Hangul. That's good. I'm going to watch this video again and write these down later. Comparing North Korean and South Korean. I did that. I have a video on that. I uploaded it a couple months ago. How to make really complex sentences. Okay. Reading recommendation videos. Okay. Work opportunities for foreigners. Okay, that's good. Funny thing is, my third book actually has a Korean fairy tale in it that I wrote. But it's a regular popular Korean fairy tale, but I wrote it so that you can understand it using only the vocabulary and grammar that's within the books. Oh wait, no, it was the second book. The second book has that at the end. There's a recipe and also a fairy tale. That took a lot of work though, because the regular story had a few extra bunch of different grammar, and I didn't want to just copy the fairy tale, so I wanted to rewrite it. So I rewrote it, but only using the grammar from the first two books to kind of show you that you can actually use Korean now. Like you actually know a lot of Korean. Book writing, break it down in English. Okay. Where do I get your books? They're everywhere online. Any bookstore can order it if you go to them and request it. But Amazon is the easiest way. Amazon, or if you don't live in a country that Amazon ships to, then bookdepository.com. They do international shipping. For Jeremy. Would you open a P.O. box? I got all 3 books through Amazon. Oh, thanks. Awesome. 어때요? 그냥 무시하면 되죠. Make a video on culture Korea, only Korean people slangs. Okay. Yeah, right now I've asked for, if you just came in, I'm asking what kind of videos do you want to see? Any kind of video. And I'm going to watch this later and I'm going to write down some suggestions that I see. If I see multiple people making the same suggestion, because I'm not looking to redo the channel. I like what I have and I want to keep going with what the channel is. But I'd also like to sometimes add in some more content. Maybe if people really like this type of video, I'd like to do a little more of it. I'm not going to be changing the channel into something else. When will you close the live? Oh no, go ahead. You can feel free to leave. I'll do another live again. I'll do another live stream again. I'll do another one at maybe 150,000. So in another month or so. And I can also do one anytime. I'm thinking of doing more live streaming regularly anyway on this YouTube. Because I think it would be fun. I'd like to interact with people directly. Busan Korean, Incheon Korean. Incheon. Yeah, I remember learning Incheon, some Incheon dialect back when I lived in Korea. FaceTime lessons. And if you came in late, I opened this and I said thank you to everyone here for helping it and helping me get it. I'm putting it on my wall. So you might see it in a video, but you might not. Depends on which wall I put it on. Busan Korean. Okay, I haven't done a video on Busan dialect specifically, but I think it could be fun. I've had some people ask for that. Look behind me, there's a legal loli with tentacles. Where? Honorifics, okay. And also, honorifics for the higher up. Okay, and you can keep saying ideas. I'll watch this video again later today and write down what you guys have said. Yeah, feed the troll. I don't mind nice trolls. I don't mind nice trolls. I think it's fine. I dislike trolls who are intentionally trying to be really mean. Like if they're intentionally trying to hurt someone, I don't like that. But I don't mind like joke trolls. I think it's fine. That's kind of funny. I think most trolls are just trying to do it for attention, just to be funny. I think it's okay. I think most trolls are not trying to be mean or hurt people. Beginner or intermediate? Which one's that? So I'm not sure what you mean by 75th lesson. What is your camera setup? I use the G85 right now for my main camera, which is a micro four thirds camera. It's Panasonic G80, no, not, yeah, G85 is the one I have right now. My previous one was the GH3. And before that, I had a mini DV camera that I used for a couple years. Common jokes in Korea, okay? But yeah, my equipment setup, I'll do a video someday about my equipment setup because I have some equipment that I really like that I would recommend. I have an idea. I want to do a video about how I do my YouTube videos. And in that video, I would introduce also the equipment I use because there might be some people who want to do their own videos here. And some of the stuff I have, I really am happy with that I think would be good for other people. And I bought a lot of equipment, like all the money I make from YouTube, I've spent more than that putting back into buying equipment for making the videos. So I have a lot of equipment and most of the equipment I have has not been very useful to me, but some of it has. Do some good Korean puns. Oh, yes, there's a million Korean Konglish jokes. That could be a video. Korean Konglish. Okay. How quickly should we finish the first book? I would say don't rush it, but minimum, you want to spend at least 3 months with it. I would say 3 to 6 months. Korean dad jokes. Yes, in Korean, the word for pun, there's actually a few words for pun. You can say like 말 장난, which means like word joke. But that more common than that, Koreans will just say 아재 개그. 아재 is like 아저씨, like an old man, like a, sorry, it froze. Koreans would just say 아재 개그, which is gag, like a joke, and 아재 for basically dad. So it's like dad gag, dad joke is what Koreans would say for puns because they're dad jokes, basically. And so that's what they would say for the word for pun. And there's a lot of them, and they're terrible, but they're funny, but they're terrible. Cooking with Billy. Yeah, I thought about doing a cooking video actually like 3 years ago. And I will do a cooking video. I'm going to do a cooking thing. It might not be a video. I might do a cooking live stream for you guys, but I don't want to tell you what it is, but I'm planning on doing a cooking video or cooking live stream for you guys. I learned a lot watching Making Cooking in Hindi. Where do you live? This is LA. Particles. Yes, I'm planning on doing a video about particles as well. Okay. Konglish. All right. Yeah, thanks for all your suggestions. I'm going to be taking all of these and trying to make some new videos based on some of your suggestions. And let's see. The other thing I also wanted to tell you guys what I'm working on right now, because I usually don't update, like I don't tell you guys what I'm doing really, besides videos. I'm currently working on 2 books. One book is going to be for it's related to the series I did with Talk to Me in Korean. I did a video series with Talk to Me in Korean about the common Korean mistakes. So the 50 most common Korean mistakes that people make. And that was really fun. And I filmed that together with Talk to Me in Korean. That's on their website right now. And that was cool. We had a lot of fun making that, and it's good. But I'm also working on a book related to that, but I can't update you too much about that yet because I don't know too much about it yet. But that I'm working on. And then another book for my own, related to Korean Made Simple. I'm working on, I really enjoyed that series. Oh, did you do it? Did you do the series on Talk to Me in Korean that I did? And the other one I'm doing is collab with Asian Boss. Yeah, that would be cool. Is a workbook for Korean Made Simple 1. So that's something that I've already written. I already have the 2nd or 3rd draft finished of the book. And it's going to be a fat workbook. So I'm trying to trim it. I'm trying to figure out how can I make it, because I want it to be affordable. I don't want to charge $25 or $20 like my book. I don't want to charge $20 for a workbook. I want to keep it like, you know, 10, $15, right? Cheaper. So in order to do that, I have to reduce the page count so that I can, because the printing costs would be too much to be able to make any money on it. It would be too much to sell it on Amazon because Amazon takes like 40%, and then my printer would take another $5 or so, or $6. So by then it would be like, if I sold it for $10, there would be zero. I wouldn't make any money. I would just be paying taxes on money I'm not making. So I have to adjust it so that I can sell it. But yeah, I have a workbook I've already made. I've already written. I have to just finish proofreading it, adding more examples, and then lots of drawings. I'm actually, for the drawings though, I'm not sure how many people will purchase the workbook. So I don't have a big budget to spend to make drawings like the drawings in my Korean Made Simple book. So I might just have the drawings be done by someone else. Just like simple drawings, like black and white drawings. So I'm not sure yet. But yeah, it's not a necessary workbook because the books are designed to be used without any additional workbook. But it's going to be something else small that will help with every single chapter. So if you're good with most chapters, you can ignore it. And if there's like 2 chapters you're not really sure about, it'll have lots of fun things you can do, not just more practice questions, but different types of practice questions, different types of practice methods, different things you can do. So, you know, it's just kind of like a fun workbook. Let me see, maybe I can like show you some of it. Let me check here. Workbook, glossary. Okay, this is my computer. Let's see. Workbook 1 draft. Yeah, this is the draft of the workbook that I have. It's already 92 pages in this draft, but that's without any pictures. So I have like proofread, I have like information for, wait, what is this? Oh yeah, that's right. I have practice examples. So there's practice for each of the chapters and each section in the book. So I even have practice for the Learn Hangul section and like information for what I'll have drawings and what you can do. Like is example, this is the kind of drawing I want to have put here. So like really simple drawing, I just drew in paint. And then I'll have like complete the following dialogue. So, you know, it's just kind of like simple stuff. For the first chapter, really simple because you only know a few phrases. Things like rearranging the words in the box. It's not going to like this though. Don't worry. This is just my draft. I'll make it look pretty. And then for the later chapters, of course, also, it's going to have like fill in the blanks, like conjugation practice, like so that you can practice doing the yo form or the nida form or whatever. Additional, that's not going to do doing that. Let's see. Like rearranging the words to forming a sentence, making a sentence using the words, different things like that. So just a variety of ways to practice outside of the book. Because the book, I have like each chapter will have, you know, 1 or 2 pages for practice. And that's okay because I don't want the book to be too big. But this is just a separate thing. And yes, I am still working the game. I haven't touched the game since I went to Korea in April because while I was in Korea, I was just doing filming. And my next priority is to finish the book. But I haven't forgotten about the game. The game is still on my next priority to do. Did I show you guys the game last time? I don't really want to show you too much of it because the game's main mechanic, like the main feature of the game is really cool. I like it and I made it and I don't want to show it yet because I want it to be special for this game. I want it to be a surprise when I announce the game, what the mechanic of the game is. But I'll just tell you that I'm trying to work on the gameplay. I want to make sure that it's fun to play, not just has a fun mechanic. So if you do any game development or if you thought about like programming, you'll know what I mean. Like the game mechanic is cool. The gameplay is boring right now. It's more like a point and click game. So in my opinion, point and click game needs to focus on the dialogue, like funny dialogue, funny situations, and puzzles. It doesn't have the puzzles yet because the engine is still too simple. There's no puzzles in it yet. It only has the dialogue system and a navigation system and a few things like that, like inventory and stuff. So I'm working on trying to make sure the gameplay is good, but the mechanic in the game, like how the game works, what's special about the game, that's good, but that's not going to be enough to make it fun. So I'm trying to work on the gameplay right now. But basically, it's like a point-and-click game, a point-and-click visual novel, if that makes sense. But I don't want to hype it because it's still in the beta, it's still alpha. Like the game opens, you can play it, but you can't do very much. So maybe I can show like a picture or something without giving it away. Let's see. I'm not sure if I have any. I don't really have anything I could show without giving it away. But yeah, and it might change a lot too. Have you ever thought making a GoBilly app? There used to be a GoBilly app someone made, but they deleted it. It was just an RSS feed of my videos. So it wasn't anything special. And I don't know what I would make for a GoBilly app. But if you have any suggestion for a GoBilly app, feel free to let me know. Feel free to make one and let me know about that. I'd be happy to help you with it. Create a different choice of words, frame thought, pronouns, usage, ground, verse. Oh, okay. That would be like an in-depth video about that. Okay. Please say my name, Billy. 우주. 아니 그렇게 쓰면은 당연히 의주라고 읽겠죠. 의주. It's my friend 의주. 네, 다들 그냥 이주라고 하죠. 의주. Yeah, that's why I learned Korean. In-depth sounds good. So yeah, if you're new, I'll show it again if you just came in here. I did an unboxing earlier and I ate a bagel. I'm still eating a bagel. I gave you an update that I'm working on a workbook for Korean Made Simple 1. Then I'm also working on another book with Talk to Me in Korean. 그냥 새로운 사람들을 위해 다시 그냥 자랑을 하는 거예요. 새로운 사람들 아직 못 봤으니까. Girl name and boy name in Korea. Sometimes, yes, some names are more for girl, but the simple answer is no. Names can be both for boy and girl, but yes, there are some names that are usually only boy or usually only girl. Yeah, the YouTube app, but fortunately it doesn't mess up too much. Yeah, and also I'm working on the game, which I said is like a point and click visual novel. It's basically like a fancy visual novel. I'll say that. It's a fancy visual novel. So you can do more than just click through and do dialogue choices. It'll have inventory and stuff like that. But I'm developing it by myself, and anyone who knows programming will know that it's crazy to be making a game by yourself. It's so much work. So that's why I'm not hyping it, because it's not ready. It's not even close to being ready yet. If everything goes well, I would like to have a demo and an announcement next summer, if that gives you a clue about how it's working. Dating sim. No, I thought about putting dating sim elements into it, like a visual novel dating, but it's not based on those types of games. So probably not. I might put, maybe a few characters that you can try to flirt with for fun, just cause like as a homage to visual novels. But no, it's basically like, think of fancy visual novel with other features in the visual novel. That's what it is. Like moving around and doing different things, but focus being on visual novel. So I'll announce that properly later, and it won't be free. It's going to be like a real game, but because right now I'm doing it all by myself, I have to find, I'll find Illustrator, I'll find someone to help with the music, because I'm doing the music and illustrations and everything myself, and that's not what I want, because that won't be very good. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm hoping to do a Steam, so we'll see for that. So yeah, and it might never get made. It's possible, completely possible it will never see the light of day. Well, if I throw it away, I'll at least share it with you guys. But if you please sell your workbooks on bowl.com. What is bowl? Will you ever work on another language for videos workbook? Actually, sorry. Another language? Probably not, just Korean. Anyway, yeah, thanks for coming. A Fortnite kind of, no, not Fortnite. More like visual novel. It's not a visual novel though, but it's like that. Making a game on YouTube. Curb offer. I'm making a game. No throwaway. No, I mean like if I can't finish it, like it's a big project. You can see Japanese. Kekko desu. I forgot what I want to ask. Why does Billy look over my comments? Oh, there's just lots of comments, so if your comment gets pushed above, then I might not see it. Try pronouncing Arabic letters. I can't read Arabic at all. I don't know a single word in Arabic. Notice me, Billy Senpai. So weird to hear yourself talk Korean for the first time. Make him say, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. I don't want to read something that I don't even know what it means. But I don't even know how I pronounce that. What has been the most useful situation you've encountered for knowing Korean? Friends. Making friends, really. Anyone waiting for the mask to fall? Oh yeah, this? No, I permanently affixed them to the wall now. Because when I made that video, I didn't put them in the wall yet. I had just taped them. So I had double-sided tape and they kept falling off. They fell off twice as many times as I showed in the video. But I just put nails on the wall, so they're fine now. 하와이 탈이요. 그거 안동에서 산 거예요. 한 5년 전에? 5년 전에 안동에서 산 거예요. Yeah, I'll put the YouTube thing up next to there, probably. 스트레스 내면 고향이 안동. 진짜요? 왜 안동 김씨세요? 저도 한 2005년 한국에 처음 갔을 때 부산에 제일 오래 있었는데 안동에도 조금 살았어요. 거기서 조금 일을 했었어요. Do you read any webtoon? No, but I have read a couple before, like read a little bit. I read one called Dice, which I thought was kind of interesting, but I don't really read too much webtoons or anything. Funny thing is, the black walls, I didn't paint the walls black. The person who lived here before, I guess they were like emo, like they liked black. You know, I'm not making fun of them. I'm just, okay, they really liked black, like really liked black stuff. So they painted the whole room dark. And then I came in here and I'm like, oh, this is great for filming, you know? I don't have to worry about the walls reflecting extra light. So it's easier for filming. So if I want light, I just turn on a light and that's what I get. I don't have to worry about it reflecting over all the walls. So when I moved in, they're like, oh, are you going to repaint it? I'm like, no, it's perfect. I like it. It's great for filming. So, but I don't recommend black walls regularly. Like white walls make the room feel much bigger and brighter. Black wall. Okay, the app keeps. I'm probably not going to do this too much longer. But three things. One was unbox the silver play button, and then ask for what advice do you have for me? What kind of videos you'd like to see from me? And then finally, to share with you what I'm currently doing. So we've done that all. I'd also like to say I want to do some more live streaming. So I don't want to make this a once in a year thing that I do. I'd like to do live streaming once a week. I'm thinking about doing more frequent live streaming. So if I did live streaming, what would you guys like to see from a live stream? Like today, where I just randomly talk and read your comments and reply to your comments, or something else? I just think I would like to do live streaming more often. What you want to see? I bought your book and I can't wait to see. Oh, great. Thanks, Sarah. Thanks for your support. I really appreciate it because I'll do my YouTube forever, whether I keep doing my stuff and not have to stress so much about if I can pay for my bills. It's really helpful. Indonesian, more regular live streams. Yes, I'd like to do more frequent live streaming. I'd like to do it. I do live streaming on a different platform, but not on YouTube. So I would like to do YouTube live streaming more with you guys. How long did it take you to learn Korean? 13 years, I would say, but I'm still learning. So, and I started my channel 5 years ago. So 5 years ago, I also knew Korean then. But now my Korean's much better than then, I think. Is Amazon the best place to buy your book? Yeah, I think so. Have you ever heard of Discord? Yes, I go on Discord too. The letters are in blocks. Do you think Korean's easier than English? No, I think every language is difficult. I don't think there are easy languages. Try to do live lessons. So I might do that. I'm thinking if I do a live lesson, what might be a good live lesson to do? Yeah, thanks. If you're leaving, take care. I'm going to also close the stream too. I've been streaming for an hour and 40 minutes, and I should probably go get lunch. I'm probably going to eat. I don't know if any of you are from California, there's like a hamburger chain called Tommy's, which is like the most disgusting looking hamburger in the world with like chili cheese sauce on it or chili sauce on it. It's really good. So I'm thinking about getting some of that. I'm thinking about getting that for lunch today. Just got your book today. Can't wait. All right, awesome. Set a daily goal for yourself, like 30 minutes a day or an hour a day or whatever. And In-N-Out's good too. Yeah, In-N-Out's my favorite, but In-N-Out's fries have nothing on Tommy's fries. So if I'm going just for fries, Tommy's. If I want hamburger, In-N-Out. Chili fries in Tommy's parking lot. Please start commenting programs for studying abroad. I'm not aware of any programs for studying abroad because that's not what I did. So I would recommend asking that, perhaps checking on Reddit. Live stream with your books. What kinds of things do you want me to do with my books? I actually don't even have my own books. I have copies of my very first draft of my printed book. So it was before I did proofreading. Like I printed the book, then I proofread, I found a bunch of typos and fixed it up, and then I published it. And I have the original one. So I should, if I want to do with my books, I should order actual books. So I don't even have my books. Yeah, and I have the original first, like from when I first printed my first book too. It was like my first draft. I got like 3 drafts of it, but my very first draft of it is what I have. So whenever I show my books on camera, you'll notice I'm hiding the first book behind the second book or the third book. That's because the first book is totally like shredded open, like because I used it for editing. So the cover is like messed up and wrinkly. Please show us your first draft. Okay, I can show you guys my first draft. I don't really think it's that interesting. Oh, this was a book, Talk to Me, when I met with Hyunwoo and Talk to Me in Korean, then he gave me this new book that they did, which looks really cool. Like they're doing lots of books. I like a lot of their advanced content, like their intermediate level content, I think is really good. Let's see, where is it? This, oh, that's not, that's that, Korean Made Simple 2, Korean Made Simple 3, that's Korean, oh, here it is, Okay, this is my first draft of the book. This is my first draft. So you can see just holding it up, the cover doesn't want to stay down. I didn't write in it though, because I actually wrote all of the corrections onto sticky notes because I thought that I might still be using it. But yeah, this was my very first print of the book. And there's a lot of typos in here, a lot of typos, because this was the very first time I printed it. I think I found 250 typos in the first print. And then I did another print after this, which I think I gave that one away. after I used it. And then I fixed, you know, maybe another dozen or so. And then I did one more print and fixed more. And then each year I'll find like a couple little small typos, like, oh, the answer key says 2, but the question asks for 3, you know, stuff like that. Nothing serious. Like if you're reading the book, you might not even notice it. But if you were, but some people have noticed, they said, oh, Billy, this answer key on this chapter says like 50,000, but the question is asking for 40,000 or something. So, oh, oops. So, you know, I go back and I fix that. And yeah, still, you know, some small mistakes, but nothing big that's gotten through, which is good. There's a few big typos I had in here, like really big typos I had in here. When I first printed here, this one, that didn't make it into the actual printing though. The first draft, no, the first draft is the same, just with lots of typos. Because, you know, I never wrote a book before, and I never formatted it or formatted any book before. It's my very first book I've ever done, so it was a big deal. So yeah, there's lots of like spelling mistakes. I don't even know if I could find one though. Like it's hard to find it unless you print it and look at it. When looking at it on a computer, you just never see these mistakes ever. And then when you print it, like as soon as you print it, the mistake just like is blaring. Comes right out of you, comes right out. I'm trying to see if I can find a typo to show you guys. Hey, I can't find one. There are lots, I just can't find them. Let's see. Would you consider bartering with someone who maybe couldn't afford your book? Sometimes people message me about like, if they're buying my book. I don't give like a discount on buying the books because I'm not the person who's printing them and shipping them. But sometimes people buy the ebook in a package. Like they ask me, oh, I want to buy the 1 and 2 and 3 or something. And those people I'll try to do a separate deal for them because those ones I can send. But the regular printed ones, I'm not the printer. And here's, oh no, this is one KeyCat. This is the new one I bought. This is the stunt double. Then the original one I actually gave to my wife. So she has the original KeyCat from like my very first videos. But the KeyCat that's been in most of my videos is this one. Up here. Yeah, the ebooks, those I have complete access to. It's just a file. So those ones I'm able to make like package deals or whatever. And my website has package deals anyway, but sometimes people want to have a different type, like, oh, I want the PDF of this and this and this one. Can I get like that? And then, okay. What are you doing right now in California? I'm live streaming right now. Get a dog. Yeah, I thought about doing another stuffed animal, but I thought it might be like, if any of you watch the Garfield TV show, it would be like introducing, oh no, not Garfield. Like a Scooby-Doo, it would be like bringing in Scrappy-Doo. Like nobody likes this new character. Like, so I didn't want to bring like Scrappy into my show. So it's only KeyCat. Why is it a bear? Just, you know, just that's the way she grew up as a bear. If you were to give a name to your fans, oh, that's a good question. I know some channels give a name to themselves. Like, not the channel, the fans of a channel will have a name, right? If you guys had a name, people who are fans of Go Billy, or like a hashtag, what would it be? I actually thought about that because I know some people do that. Like they have a fan base, they have a hashtag, they have a name for their community. The Billy Goats. Billy Goats. I think that's it. I think Billy Goats is Gobies. Billy Goats. Gobies isn't bad too. Billy Goats. I think Billy Goats is not bad. Yeah. I like Billy Goats too. As soon as I heard that, I'm like, yeah, I think that's the right answer. Okay, so I guess we are the Billy Goats. I've just started a cult. I just started my own cult. Yes, you can use the hashtag Billy Goats. How about KeyCat? Yeah, KeyCat. The thing is, KeyCat in Korean doesn't sound quite enough like Kit Kat in English, the candy bar. That's originally what I was thinking about when we picked the name Kat. I was thinking of like a few things. One of them was the chocolate bar, also cat, K-A-T, like a koyangi. We're trying to find a subscriber name. I like Billy Goats. We're the Billy Goats cult. It sounds so terrible, especially when hippie Jesus writes that. Uyu? Greatest of all time, Billy Goats. Oh no. Okay, so use the Billy Goats hashtag if you want. People are between Billy Goats and Gobies. I like Billy Goats a little better because Gobies kind of sounds cute, but people might spell it as B-E-E-S, or they might not know how to spell it, because it also could seem like Gobies, depending how you read it. Do your books and videos have the same lessons? No, my book has higher quality lessons than my videos, because a lot of times what I've done is when I wrote my books and I had a lesson, like say a lesson is about honorifics. First, because I want to make it as good of a lesson as I can in the book, because it's going to be printed forever. So I would first make a video about honorifics, and I would make a draft of that lesson. I would make the full video and then make this nice video. I'm like, okay, there's my video. And then I would take that and use that video script as the draft, the rough draft for my actual book chapter. So I would take the video lesson, I would say, okay, I like this, I didn't like how I said this, I didn't like this. And I would rearrange it and I would add more stuff and expand it or shrink it and make the book lesson. So my book lessons are like the final draft after my videos, in most of the cases. In most of the cases, I had the video first and then made the book chapter about it. So that's what I wanted to do originally when I wrote my first book. I wanted to make sure that my first book already had lessons about some of the stuff, because I wanted to give good lessons for the books. Because you can get free Korean lessons of decent quality anywhere on YouTube, but I wanted to have something that's higher quality than that for the book, because the books, you're on your own. Like, you use the book by yourself. Buy your books. Oh, cool, from Germany. Guten Tag! I really enjoy my best friend. He learned German, so he'll often say like German to me just to be funny. It's for Billy Goat. Actually, that was one of the things I thought about when I made Billy. The channel name is for Go Billy, so I was thinking of Billy Goats, because my last name is not Go. You know, Go is not a last name. I just was thinking go, like do it. Like, you know, use it. Like, let's go. Kind of like let's go. So it's like Billy Go. But I was like, oh, if I pick Billy Go, it sounds like Billy Goat. And I think that was okay with me. I was like, yeah, that's okay. Making a logo for Billy Goat. I can't draw. But if any of you guys can draw, feel free to make a Billy Goats logo and hashtag that, Billy Goats, and send that to me so I can check it out. Canada 사람이야? Cool. There's like people from all over the world in this stream. Sorry, my nose was a bit itchy today. I actually at the end of May, I had nose surgery. Not plastic surgery or anything. My nose looks the same. But inside my nose, I found out I had sinusitis, which is like, you know, you can't breathe through your nose. And there's like some cancer thing inside your nose. Anyway, it's gross. But anyway, I did surgery for that while I was in Korea. So I filmed a lot of videos in Korea while I was either really sick because I got a cold. Yeah, it's kind of like rhinoplasty, I think. I'm not exactly sure about the terms, but it's similar. Maybe. Oh, no, not rhinoplasty. Rhinositis. Sorry, I was thinking about the other thing. Not rhinoplasty. Anyway, inner nose surgery, not outer nose. The outer nose looks exactly the same. They didn't even fix the bridge here. It's the exact same. But just the inside of the nose, there's something that was giving me allergies. So every day I had allergies. And I thought I had seasonal allergies 24/7 year round. But then I found out that, no, it's the same. I didn't get plastic surgery. I'm not Michael Jackson. I don't make jokes like that. And that's silly. So no, and I had the surgery in Korea, but because of that, like I was sick for a whole month in Korea, straight, like really sick with a really bad cold. And I fixed that. And I mean, that got better. And then I realized I had sinusitis, so I got surgery. So most of the time I was in Korea this year, I was sick. But still, I would make videos because I didn't want to waste my time. So I'd be like really sick in the morning. I would take my medicine for the day and like, okay, I can do it. And then just try to be as happy and okay as I can on video. And then as soon as the video ended, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm so tired. Billy 씨, Shaylin Chapman. Hey, Shaylin. I learned Korean from a dare. Really? That's awesome. Romania. Oh, cool, Romania. Hippie Jesus has to be one of the cult's founders. And you were here when it happened, Hippie Jesus. And you approved this happening. So none of you Christians better say anything because Hippie Jesus approves this Billy Goat's cult. Billie Jean is not my love. Yeah. Billie Jean is not my lover. Told Keycat I'm the one. The Billy Goat. Yes, I do have an Instagram. It's Go Billy Korean. But I don't upload too much. I usually upload Instagram when I'm in Korea. When I'm in Korea, I try to upload really frequently, like every day. But when I'm in the US, I don't upload Instagram too much. Because I don't know what people want to see on my Instagram anyway. Like, I don't know. So I'll just take pictures of food or something like that. Do you have a favorite K-pop band? Not a K-pop band, but a producer. I like the producer Primary. I got the new Primary album. Actually, last year it came out. Momoland. I've heard of Momoland, but I don't know any of their songs. I'm not up to date on K-pop. How do you even say Russia? Russia? But in the past, some people would call it Soviet, Soviet Union. Some people call it Soviet. So if they're older, they might know it as that. But yeah, for typically nowadays, Russia, Russia. As I believe that's what you wrote. Yeah, Russia, but with one of the shield, not two of the shield. Just Russia, not ya. Russia. 우리 마지막으로 귀여운 제레미 한 번만 더 보여줘. Jeremy's eating lunch right now, so I can't show you him right now. How do you say English? But maybe when I'm gonna close the stream anyway because I gotta go eat lunch too. So let me go downstairs and let me get Jeremy. Okay, so a few things from today. I'll just do a quick recap and then I'll close. So first recap, thank you guys for 100,000 subscribers and also for the plaque. I'm currently working on a workbook and another book, and a game might not see the light of day, but the workbook should. And I got some suggestions from you for new videos. I'm going to be reading those later and picking out some new videos that I can do and working on those. We also decided on a community name, which I didn't even plan, but it's fun. I like that. So we are the Billy Goats. So you can hashtag Billy Goats. Please send that to me on Twitter or hashtag some stuff, and I'll check it out today as soon as I finish lunch. If you want to draw a logo, feel free to try drawing a logo or upload any content you want for that. It's fun. We've made our own cult, so don't let it get out of hand, but we'll be Billy Goats from today. And I'm going to go down and I'll see what Jeremy's doing. 나 잠깐만 내려갈게. 제레미 보러. 아, 밥 먹고 있다고? 그래도 들어가 보려고. 제레미 밥 먹고 있어? 밥 먹고 있어? 뭐라고? 단 거 먹고 싶다고? 망고? 망고 먹고 싶다고? 위에 있다고? 망고가 위에 있다고?
망고가 위에 있다고?
진짜?
진짜?
제레미 다 먹었어?
아직 있어요.
아직 있어요? 그러지 말고 그냥 제대로 마셔. 아니야, 하지 마. 아, 그냥 마셔. 뭐야. 맛있어? 아, 빨리 먹고 사탕 줄게. 아, 뭐야. Okay, everyone, thanks for.
재미가 반죽가에?
제레미 이거 만질래? 제레미가 방종할래? Jeremy just said, I want to be the one who closes the stream. 방종 it means to stop streaming. So he's like, I want to stop streaming because he wants to push the button, the X, to stop it. 제레미 방종할래?
반죽가에?
아, 그래?
그래?
그래. 그러면 thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming.
I love you guys.
I will, guys.
See you, Billy Goats.
You will be ghost.
All right, thanks for coming, guys. I'll try to do another live stream. Maybe next week, we'll see. I'd like to do more live streaming on YouTube as well. So take care. 아, 제레미, 그럼 다음에 또 봐.
그럼 다음에 또 봐.
자, 이거 만져. 여기 X.
X step.
Yeah, X button. Okay.
오케이.